So what if you had the exact playbook to go from a total beginner to a legit digital marketing pro? And I'm not talking about just theory, but a proven, no-fluff roadmap from an expert who's built a nine-figure business from the ground up. Let's break down that exact plan step by step. I mean, just think about that for a second. This isn't just some random advice. We're literally looking at the exact blueprint a top expert would use if they had to start from scratch today. This is their path, laid out for us. Pretty cool, right? All right, so here it is. This is our roadmap. It's broken down into four key stages. First up, we're going to find content that's pretty much guaranteed to win. Then we'll build a traffic engine that basically runs on its own. After that, we'll get into the good stuff, how to turn those visitors into actual customers. And finally, and this is maybe the most important part, we'll unlock the expert mindset that keeps you winning for the long haul. Okay, let's dive right into step one, mastering social with X. The biggest mistake most beginners make? They just guess. They throw content at the wall and hope something sticks. We're not going to do that. We're going to start by finding out what people actually care about, and we're going to use one very specific platform to do it. Now you're probably thinking, wait, why X? What about Instagram or TikTok or Facebook? And that's a great question. The secret, it turns out, is all in the algorithm. The code that decides who sees your stuff. And here's the key difference. It's actually pretty simple. On most platforms, like Instagram, if you have a few duds, the algorithm kind of holds it against you. It can limit your reach for future posts. But X, well, X is different. Every single post gets a fresh start, a clean slate. Your past performance doesn't matter. That makes it the perfect, and I mean perfect, lab for testing out your ideas without any penalty. So the strategy here is just brilliantly simple. It's a three-step loop. Step one, you just test a bunch of different content ideas on X every day. Step two, you watch for what works. You identify that top 10 or 20% of posts that really get people talking. And step three, this is the magic part, you take only those proven winners and you repurpose them everywhere else. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it. You completely stop guessing and start spending your time on content you know people already love. All right, on to step two. Building your traffic engine. This is huge. Now that you know what content works, it's time to stop, renting your audience from social media platforms and start building something you actually own. And the asset we're talking about? A blog. Yeah, I know it might sound a little old school, but do not underestimate it. I mean, look at this number. The expert we're following built a business doing over $100 million a year, and the blog was the heart of it all. It's seriously one of the most powerful long-term plays you can make. But okay, let's be real. The challenge isn't just starting a blog, right? It's getting Google to actually notice you. So how in the world do you create content that, right from the get-go, has a real shot at ranking high? Well, once again, the key is to stop guessing and start using data. There are tools out there like Uber Suggest that are basically a cheat code. You can plug in any of your competitors' websites and see exactly which of their pages get the most traffic and even what keywords are driving that traffic. It's like getting a peek at their playbook. And this data lets you use a really powerful strategy called the skyscraper technique. Think about it like this. Step one, you use a tool like Uber Suggest to find the tallest building in the city. That's your competitor's top article. Step two, you build an even taller, better skyscraper right next to it. Your content is more thorough, more up-to-date, just better. And then, step three, you go to everyone who has a window looking at the old skyscraper and say, hey, there's a much better view over here. You ask them to link to your superior version instead. It's a systematic way to climb those Google rankings. Okay, so let's recap. We've got winning content ideas, and we're building a traffic engine. Awesome. But now for step three, and this is where the money is made, turning those clicks into actual customers. Because honestly, 1 million visitors means absolutely nothing if none of them ever buy from you. That's just a vanity metric. And this right here, this is the brutal, honest truth for most websites. For every 100 people that visit, you're lucky if even one of them becomes a customer. That means 99% of your hard-earned traffic is just walking out the door. It's like trying to fill a bucket that's full of holes. Your biggest problem isn't getting more water, it's plugging the leaks. So, how do you find those leaks? Well, you have to see your website the way your visitors see it. And that's where these amazing tools called heat maps come in. Imagine putting on a pair of special glasses that let you see exactly where people are clicking, how far down the page they're scrolling, and most importantly, what parts of your page they're completely ignoring. This is the million-dollar question they answer. Where are your visitors really looking? You might be shocked by what you find. Is your Buy Now button way down at the bottom of the page where nobody ever scrolls? Are people trying to click on an image that isn't even a link? I'm telling you, these insights are pure gold. And all that data feeds into what's called an optimization loop. It's a cycle. Step 1, you analyze the heat maps. Step 2, you make a change based on what you saw. Maybe you move a button or rewrite a headline. Step 3, you run an A/B test, which just means you show the new version to half your visitors and the old version to the other half to see which one performs better. And step 4, you implement the winner. You just keep doing this over and over. It's how you scientifically, methodically increase your sales. All right, we're at the final and honestly, the most crucial step of all, adopting the expert mindset. Because look, tools and platforms, they change all the time. But this way of thinking, this is timeless. This is what separates the pros from the amateurs and keeps you ahead of the curve no matter what happens in 2025 or beyond. And it really all boils down to this one idea. Marketing isn't about knowing, it's about testing. This is where so many people go wrong. They learn a tactic, it works for a bit, and then when it stops working, they're lost. The real experts understand that there's no magic formula. It's all a process of constant experimentation. Here's a perfect real-world example. More than 10 years ago, if you added a sign-in with Google button to your site, your conversions could shoot up by over 90%. It was a massive win. But fast forward to today, with everyone so concerned about privacy, that same tactic just doesn't have the same punch. It's a powerful reminder that what works today almost certainly won't work forever. Only constant testing will show you what's coming next. So, what does the modern marketer's toolkit actually look like? Well, first, they combine AI with humans. They use AI for the grunt work and speed, but they know human strategy and creativity is what really wins. Second, they are always testing. Ads, emails, landing pages, everything is a test. Third, they know they don't have all the answers, so they join groups and learn from their peers. And finally, they just stay curious. They're constantly learning and consuming valuable content. And that really brings us to the one final question you have to constantly be asking yourself. It's awesome that your strategy is working today. Seriously, that's great. But are you already testing to figure out what's going to work tomorrow? Because that right there is the real difference between an amateur and an expert.